LeBron James has completely shaken up the NBA by choosing to sign with the Sixers. He walked away from his hometown of Cleveland, passed on the opportunity to team up with Steph Curry in Golden State, and instead joined a franchise that hasn't captured a championship since 1983. The reason is simple: they've built a stacked roster, and LeBron is chasing another NBA title.
So, in the end, LeBron James chose to ring chase. What did you expect? This is the equivalent of LeBron James saying, I just can't do this by myself.
But now, NBA legends are finally sharing what they really think about it. Just wait until you hear how Scottie Pippen connected this move back to the Michael Jordan era, or how Gilbert Arenas went live and completely flipped on LeBron after defending him for nearly a decade. The media wants everyone to treat it like a huge sacrifice because a billionaire agreed to an $8 million salary, but anyone paying attention can see this was one of the most calculated moves in basketball history. LeBron James didn't give up $44 million out of pure generosity. He made that decision because he believed his best chance to stay competitive was by joining an already stacked team in Philadelphia. Honestly, it's a pattern we've seen throughout his career: joining a team, using up its assets, and moving on when things become difficult. He left Cleveland for Miami, returned to Cleveland, headed to the Lakers, and now he's with the Sixers. And who could forget that just 3 months ago, after Oklahoma City eliminated the Lakers, he sat at the podium hinting at retirement because he claimed he didn't know what the future would bring.
I don't know. I don't know what the future holds for me, obviously.
Yeah, but somehow he suddenly rediscovered his love for the game the moment he decided to leave his hometown again, pass on the chance to play alongside Steph Curry in Golden State, and walk away from helping develop his own son in Los Angeles. Now his final chapter depends on Joel Embiid, a player who has appeared in only 54% of his available games, has never reached the Eastern Conference Finals despite 10 attempts, and even underwent an emergency appendectomy during his latest playoff collapse. This is the same LeBron who has gone through 10 head coaches in 23 seasons, reportedly pushed for Eric Spoelstra's firing, and played a role in David Blatt being dismissed while the Cavaliers were sitting in first place. He believes he's found another shortcut to a championship, but many NBA legends aren't buying it. One iconic Boston Celtics legend has stepped up to completely challenge that narrative. Let's be honest, anyone who watched Larry Bird play can imagine how disappointed he would be with this move. Larry Legend spent all 13 seasons of his career in Boston, never looking for an easier path when things became difficult. He won 3 straight MVP awards in the 1980s by leading his team through adversity. He even permanently damaged his back after manually shoveling crushed rock to build a driveway for his mother, which caused severe spinal stenosis and made the final years of his career incredibly painful. By the end, he often had to lie flat on the hardwood beside the Celtics bench just to keep his back from locking up during games. Yet he never called Magic Johnson or Isaiah Thomas asking for a spot on a loaded roster. Larry believed winning a championship meant surviving the toughest moments with the team that drafted you, the complete opposite of LeBron joining what many consider his 5th super team. In his 1998 book Bird Watching, he argued that superstars switching teams for better situations made players soft. He later described modern stars as cocktail guys, always wanting to be wherever the excitement was. Larry has never respected taking shortcuts, which is why, according to people close to him, this $8 million move damages LeBron's legacy. As he famously put it, "I called them cocktail guys before. Players who just want to be where the action is." LeBron has been a cocktail guy his whole career, and Philly is just his latest party. The difference between him and me: I never needed a party. I built something. That's a Hall of Famer and top 10 all-time player delivering a harsh assessment of LeBron. But the most surprising part is that the criticism isn't only coming from old-school legends. The real twist came when Gilbert Arenas, one of LeBron's strongest media supporters, publicly changed his stance. Shortly after the news broke, Arenas went live on Instagram and openly questioned LeBron's decision. Before he even reached the studio, he admitted, "I've defended this man for years, but now I'm watching him pass on Cleveland, pass on Miami, skip Steph Curry, and join a team that already has 4 All-Stars. I defended the player, but I can't defend the pattern." That's a remarkable statement from someone who spent years defending LeBron against nearly every critic. According to those around him, Gilbert felt frustrated because he believed the move had been carefully packaged for public approval. LeBron, widely viewed as one of the most brand-conscious athletes in sports, expected fans to believe he accepted an $8 million salary purely out of generosity. The timing made the story even more interesting since, just 3 weeks earlier at Fanatics Fest, he confidently claimed he could keep playing until he was 65 years old.
All it's all about, I can average 10 points in the league for, a long.
So if that's really the case, why not stay with the Lakers? Instead, the moment the Western Conference became too competitive, he chose to leave and rely on Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and the newly acquired Jaylen Brown because he knows he can no longer carry a team through the playoffs by himself. The way he used his own son as media leverage makes the situation even worse. For 2 years, he pressured the Lakers front office into using a draft pick on Bronny, kept reporters focused on the story, and turned his family's journey into a national headline. But as soon as that plan failed to guarantee easier wins, he left Bronny's development behind and told the media his move to Philadelphia had nothing to do with family. That kind of decision is exactly what frustrates a true basketball mind like Gilbert Arenas. Gil watched his own championship window with the Washington Wizards disappear after the infamous 2010 gun incident cut his career short before he ever had the chance to win a title. He understands what it's like to lose an opportunity because of real-life circumstances, while LeBron is accused of constantly reshaping situations in his favor. Then things took another turn when Paul Pierce entered the discussion. According to crew members, Pierce was caught on a hot mic before his show began saying, "LeBron just bought 4 All-Stars in Philly and called it a championship roster. I've seen this story before, and it doesn't end the way people expect." Pierce didn't hold back because he knows what loyalty to a city truly means. Fans who followed the Celtics in the 2000s remember how he survived being stabbed 11 times at a nightclub and still played all 82 games that season. He stayed through years of losing while others searched for easier opportunities. When Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen arrived, Pierce didn't recruit them to form a super team. The Celtics organization built around him because he had already earned that role. There's a big difference between a franchise bringing talent to you and a 41-year-old joining a roster that already features 4 All-Stars. Pierce also understands how so-called super teams can fall apart because he experienced it firsthand with the 2013 Brooklyn Nets. Many predicted they would reach the finals after adding Pierce, KG, Joe Johnson, and Jason Terry, but they were eliminated in the second round by Miami as poor chemistry and injuries took over. Big names alone don't guarantee playoff success in April. Pierce has openly admitted that watching today's super teams makes him feel like the game has lost part of its identity. In his view, it all traces back to LeBron's decision to join Miami. He believes LeBron was the one who started this trend.
Like now it's just like, man, come on, how many like Hall of Famer superstars you want to team up with?
And is he really wrong? Just look at the numbers. LeBron has reached 10 NBA Finals but has lost 6 of them. Simply stacking a roster doesn't guarantee a championship if the toughness and determination aren't there. But if you think Pierce was delivering harsh truths, his former championship teammate took things even further because loyalty means everything to him. According to an insider, Kevin Garnett privately told an off-season trainer how disappointed he was with LeBron's move to Philadelphia. He reportedly said, "I spent 12 years in Minnesota competing with the team I had. When Ray Allen left to join LeBron, I never accepted it because he chose the easier path. Now LeBron is on his 4th team with the most talented roster he's ever had. You tell me what that championship is worth if it comes that easily." That's a first ballot Hall of Famer speaking from experience because he understands what it takes to earn success through adversity. Garnett spent more than a decade carrying a struggling Minnesota franchise without publicly complaining or forcing his way out. Night after night, he battled with limited support around him. When he finally won a championship with Boston at age 31, he was already past his athletic peak, yet he still delivered one of the most memorable championship celebrations in NBA history. Now he watches a billionaire accept an $8 million salary while joining a team loaded with all-stars. His frustration with the move runs so deep that he reportedly never forgave Ray Allen for making a similar decision back in 2012.
Just life moving on. I took that so personal because out of all the places you could have went to LA. You could have went to a whole nother team. You went to the one team you knew that we was beefing with.
He refused to speak to his own championship teammate for an entire decade because Ray Allen left to join a stacked roster. To many critics, LeBron's move to the Sixers feels like that same Ray Allen decision, only amplified across 4 different teams and more than 15 years of avoiding what they consider a fair fight. But if you think Kevin Garnett was upset, Scottie Pippen recently appeared on a Chicago sports radio show and wasted no time criticizing the Philadelphia move before the contract was even finalized. He didn't even let the host finish speaking before delivering one of the strongest warnings of the summer. LeBron is about to learn what I learned. Building a team full of stars and actually winning a championship are 2 very different things. That's a 6-time NBA champion speaking from personal experience because he lived through a similar situation in 1999 that damaged his own reputation. Many younger fans forget that after the Bulls dynasty ended, Pippen forced a sign and trade to the Houston Rockets to form a star-studded team with Hakeem Olajuwon and Charles Barkley. On paper, it looked unbeatable, and many analysts predicted they would cruise to a championship. Instead, they were eliminated in the first round by the Lakers because team chemistry can't simply be assembled overnight. Michael Jordan reportedly advised Pippen not to join Houston, but Pippen ignored the warning and later admitted it was a mistake. Looking back, Pippen admitted, "I thought I was joining a super team, but it didn't work out because I didn't realize how much one of my teammates had declined." He even acknowledged that he had let the organization down. Within months, he was publicly clashing with Charles Barkley before eventually requesting a trade to Portland after just one difficult season. According to critics, that could be the same situation waiting for LeBron in Philadelphia. Consider the reality of this roster: a 41-year-old LeBron joining Joel Embiid, who has consistently battled injuries, while Jaylen Brown was added through a major trade in hopes of completing the roster. Years of trust and chemistry inside a locker room can't be created with one transaction. And many believe LeBron has already shown that these star-filled teams can struggle when they face real adversity. Yeah, seriously. Remember the 2011 finals when LeBron and his first super team lost to the Dallas Mavericks? He later admitted that he wasn't mentally himself and had even lost his passion for the game. Scottie Pippen believes that once the pressure rises and expectations become overwhelming, these manufactured super teams often fall apart. That leads to one of the most surprising reactions of all, because the very man who helped create the player empowerment era is now saying he wishes things had turned out differently. We're talking about Isaiah Thomas, who spent years fighting as head of the Players Union to give NBA stars the freedom to control their own careers. Yet throughout his own playing days, he never took advantage of that option. Instead, he remained in Detroit for 13 seasons and won back-to-back championships by taking on the league's toughest teams rather than leaving when things became difficult. Tension between Thomas and LeBron had already been building, especially after Thomas criticized LeBron's shirtless pregame warm-ups during a television appearance in April 2025. According to rumors, a league executive later revealed Thomas's reaction after LeBron's Philadelphia contract became official. He reportedly said, "I fought so players could have the freedom to choose. I opened the door. I just never expected someone to walk through it every time things got difficult." To many critics, that statement suggests LeBron is using player freedom to avoid tougher challenges. But perhaps the most unexpected response came from Shaquille O'Neal, who defended LeBron's decision on his podcast. Ironically, many believe Shaq's defense ended up creating even more criticism.
It's not ring chasing, it's just defining your legacy. If you can go somewhere else where you can get one, it'll be good. More power to LeBron if he can get with the team and try to get one more ring. At this point, when we talk about LeBron's legacy, right now we're just talking about extra credit.
At first, the media focused on Shaq's comments as if he were fully supporting LeBron. But the bigger picture tells a different story. Shaq is one of the few NBA legends defending the move because he has openly admitted to doing something similar near the end of his own career. When he joined the Boston Celtics in 2010 alongside Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, he never tried to dress it up as anything else. He publicly acknowledged that he was chasing another championship. Then, just last week, producers reportedly caught him on an unedited studio microphone saying, "I called it defining my legacy, but when I went to Boston, I knew exactly what it was: ring chasing. Maybe LeBron is doing the same thing. I just gave it a better name." To many listeners, that admission only reinforced the idea that LeBron's move was simply another version of ring chasing with different branding. Meanwhile, as Shaq defended the decision, his longtime television partner had a completely different reaction. Charles Barkley was reportedly so frustrated by the breaking news that he turned his car around on the way to the golf course and rushed to Stephen A. Smith's show, walking onto the set looking ready to challenge everyone in the studio before immediately sharing his opinion.
But the number one knock on LeBron for older guys like myself has always been, yo man, you always stacking your team. He stacked it in Miami. He stacked it in Cleveland. He stacked it in LA. Now he's stacking it in Philly.
The funniest part is that Chuck had spent the entire week insisting LeBron should return to Cleveland for the hometown farewell tour he deserved. Instead, LeBron ignored that idea, seemingly believing the Western Conference had become too difficult and choosing Philadelphia instead. Few people in the media mention that Barkley is speaking from personal experience. In 1996, he left Phoenix to join a star-studded Houston team with Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler, and later added Scottie Pippen, only for the experiment to fall apart and end in an early playoff exit against a young Kobe Bryant. After seeing his own super team fail, Barkley believes Philadelphia could face the same fate. But the criticism didn't stop there. Following an off-season workout, Draymond Green reportedly spoke with reporters and let his true feelings slip. Looking directly at the cameras, he said, "He could have come to us, but he chose Philly instead. I'd be lying if I said I was okay with that, because I'm not." That comment carried a deeper message. It suggested LeBron looked at Stephen Curry and the Warriors but decided they weren't the strongest championship situation available. Draymond has spent his entire career in Golden State, helping build 4 championships through years of continuity, sacrifice, and player development instead of chasing easier opportunities. Even during the most controversial moments of his career, from the Jordan Poole incident to his suspension after the Rudy Gobert altercation, he stayed with the same organization and faced the consequences rather than looking for a fresh start elsewhere. So consider the bigger picture. 4 different teams, 41 years old, an $8 million salary, and Joel Embiid's ongoing injury concerns. He passed on returning home, passed on reuniting with his original championship core, and passed on playing alongside his greatest contemporary rival. Larry Bird criticized players like that as cocktail guys. Barkley experienced the failure of a super team firsthand. Kevin Garnett waited over a decade before winning his title. And Draymond admitted he was frustrated because LeBron looked at Golden State and still believed Philadelphia offered an easier path. That leaves one final question. If the 76ers actually win the championship, and that's still a big if, does LeBron silence every critic once and for all, or does it simply reinforce everything they've been saying all along?